He was just a student, a face in the crowd, blending in with the sea of other young people, each carrying their own silent stories. He sat quietly, unnoticed, his presence barely a ripple in the daily routine of the classroom. Ordinary, tired, quiet, the kind of person you might pass in the hallway and never remember. But beneath that calm surface, a storm was brewing, one that no one else could see. But he had a dream so loud, it kept him awake at night. It echoed in the silence, filling the darkness with hope and longing. Every night as the world slept, his mind raced with visions of something greater, a dream to be more than what the world expected, to break free from the labels and limits others placed on him. He wanted to prove, if only to himself, that he was capable of more. But no matter how far he walked, no matter how early he started or how late he stayed, the path always seemed longer than it should be. No matter how hard he pushed, his muscles ached, his spirit wavered, but he kept going, driven by something he couldn't quite name. There it was. The wall, not just a physical barrier, but a symbol of every obstacle, every doubt, every moment he felt small. A giant invisible force that only he could feel. It was as if the universe itself was daring him to try, to see if he would give up, made from fear, doubt, failure, and the voices that said, "You'll never make it." The wall was built from every harsh word, every setback, every time he questioned his worth. Most people turn around when they see the wall. They retreat, telling themselves it's not worth the pain, that maybe their dreams were too big. They say, "This must not be for me." They walk away, leaving their hopes behind, convinced that some things are just impossible. But not him. On that day, something inside him cracked. Not the wall, him. The pressure, the weight of his own expectations finally broke through his defenses. He broke first. Tears, silence, questions. He let himself feel the pain, the frustration, the loneliness that came with chasing something no one else could see. "Why is this so hard?" he whispered, searching his own reflection for answers. The world outside kept moving, but his world had stopped. Why does everyone else move so easily? But then, a thought whispered back, soft but powerful. Because what you want is worth it. So he stood up. He realized that the struggle was proof of the dream's value, not its impossibility, and hit the wall again. Nothing happened. He hit it again, still nothing. But this time he didn't stop. He kept going even when it hurt. But if you looked very, very closely, past the frustration, past the pain, you'd see something change. You'd see it, a crack. The smallest sign that the wall was not unbreakable after all. Tiny, barely visible, but it was there. Proof that effort, no matter how small, leaves a mark. And that was all he needed. That single crack was hope, a sign that persistence could change everything. One crack, to prove it could break, to show that even the strongest walls can be worn down, one attempt at a time. This is the story of that crack. The moment when hope was born and the impossible became just a little more possible, and the boy who refused to quit, who learned that sometimes the first crack isn't in the wall but in ourselves, and that's where real change begins. This is chapter 1 of The Wall. The beginning of a journey that will test every limit and reveal what it truly means to be resilient. Subscribe because chapter 2 is coming and the story is only just beginning.